Hey, Nick Upton here with Franchise Times. We're down here at the Restaurant Finance and Development Conference. I'm speaking now with Cristin O'Hara, head of the restaurant group for Bank of America. Cristin, do you think this period of easy access to capital is going to continue to the foreseeable future?
I'd like to say no, but yeah, I think the answer is yes. I think, especially in terms of the pro rata, the bank market, we're all pretty hungry. There's a lot of competitors out there.
Yeah.
I think things are tailing off towards the end of the year, but I think January comes really soon, and I don't expect things to slow down.
Okay. And how do you think this possible interest rate hike in December is going to affect things?
I don't think it's going to affect things dramatically. I think the hike will be something that people take as a sign that things will continue to increase. As far as how fast that happens, I'm not, not at liberty to. I don't know, but I do think that people will start to think about whether they need to really restructure some of their credits if they're heavy interest rate burdens. But I don't think that it's going to change the scheme of things dramatically.
Okay.
In terms of the high yield markets and the institutional markets, that could be a little bit different. But in terms of the bank market and the pro rata market, I don't think it's not gonna switch overnight.
Okay, and does it make it more attractive for you when interest rates bump up a little bit to go keep investing? Okay.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But it's not. Again, it's not going to change things dramatically. The competitive landscape is going to remain highly competitive.
Okay, wonderful. And it seems like all these private equity groups are getting into smaller and smaller restaurants. Do you see some of these big banks like yours getting into some smaller restaurants?
I think we are making strides to do that. We have to do that carefully. It's going to be selectively. It's going to be for companies that we really do a lot of due diligence on, the management teams, the sponsors, get behind the concepts and really understand who's going to be a standout. It's not going to be everyone, but I do think that we are spending more and more time on the lower end of the segment. We want to be there for those emerging brands.
Yeah.
We want to bank the next Chipotle, so
who doesn't?
You got to start at the small end of the scale.
Yeah. Is there one thing you're going to be looking for in those smaller restaurant groups? Is it the management team? Is it operating costs? Is it unit economics? Or is it a collection of all the above?
It's a collection of all the above. They definitely have to have outstanding unit economics to make it make sense. And I think, again, if there's a sponsor involved that has a good pedigree and that it knows the space and can be additive, I think that's going to be helpful, all else equal. And also, it's got to be a defensible niche, one that we can get really comfortable in, that we don't, and be able to pick the right one.
Of course.
And not an overcrowded space, one that has a niche that we can really grab onto.
Okay. And do you think this influx of private equity into smaller restaurants ultimately helps you guys because it can propel these smaller brands into your realm?
Well, I don't think it helps banks necessarily,
but
I think it's going to help the economy, and it's very healthy. I think it's a good thing.
Okay, wonderful.
Overall.
Well, yeah, thanks so much for talking with me. I'm Nick Upton with Franchise Times. We're down here at the Restaurant Finance and Development Conference. Enjoy the rest of the show.
Thank you.